Have you ever wondered why some people seem trapped in a cycle of financial struggle their entire lives, while others break free and build lasting wealth? It's not just about luck, a big salary, or some secret shortcut. More often than not, it comes down to habits, small, everyday choices that either keep you stuck or propel you forward. In this video, I'm going to uncover 7 habits that silently keep people poor and, more importantly, give you practical steps to break them starting today. Stick around to the end for a powerful mindset shift that could change how you approach money forever. Let's dive in. Habit 1. Living for instant gratification. One of the biggest traps is chasing instant gratification. Those fleeting moments of pleasure from buying new shoes, the latest gadget, or a fancy night out. This habit prioritizes short-term highs over long-term financial stability. Studies show that 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, often because they spend on wants before securing their needs. Seeking instant gratification wires your brain to crave more, creating a cycle where you're always chasing the next purchase but never building wealth. Example: imagine Sarah, who earns a decent salary but buys the newest iPhone on a high-interest credit card, even though she struggles to pay rent. That phone feels great for a week, but the stress of debt lingers for months. Compare that to someone who skips the impulse buy and invests the same money in equity shares of ethical businesses. Over 20 years, that choice could grow into thousands thanks to compound interest. Solution: flip the script by practicing delayed gratification, a trait shared by most wealthy individuals. Before every purchase, ask yourself, will this matter in 6 months? In a year? If the answer is no, redirect that money to savings, an emergency fund, or investments. Start small. Set a 24-hour rule for non-essential purchases to curb impulse spending. Try the envelope system for discretionary spending. Allocate cash for fun purchases and stop when it's gone. Over time, this rewires your brain to value future security over instant rewards. Wealth isn't built in a day, it rewards patience. Habit 2. Relying only on one source of income, depending solely on a single paycheck, is like balancing your entire financial life on a tightrope. If that job disappears due to layoffs, illness, or automation, your income vanishes too. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that 1 in 5 workers experienced a job loss during the last economic downturn, and those with only one income source were hit hardest. Wealthy people understand this risk and build multiple streams of income to create a financial safety net. Example: take John, a marketing manager who relied entirely on his corporate job. When his company downsized, he was left scrambling with no savings or backup plan. Contrast that with Lisa, who started freelancing on weekends and selling digital templates online. When her main job cut hours, her side hustles kept her afloat and even grew over time. Solution: start diversifying your income today, even if it's small. Explore freelancing platforms like Upwork for skills you already have: writing, graphic design, or even virtual assistants. Consider low-effort options like selling digital products, for example ebooks or printables, or investing in dividend-paying stocks for passive income. Set a goal to create at least one additional income stream within the next 3 months. For example, dedicate 5 hours a week to a side hustle and reinvest the earnings to scale it. The key is to start now. Don't wait for a crisis to force your hand. Multiple income streams aren't just about money. They're about security and freedom. Habit 3. Spending more than you earn. This habit, often called lifestyle creep, is a silent wealth killer. As your income rises, it's tempting to upgrade your car, house, or wardrobe to match. But if your expenses grow faster than your income, you're running in place financially. A 2023 survey found that 60% of Americans who earn over $100,000 still feel they're living paycheck to paycheck because they overspend. True wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. Example: consider Mike, who got a $10,000 raise and immediately leased a luxury SUV and moved to a pricier apartment. His lifestyle inflated so fast that he saved less than before the raise. Meanwhile, Emma, with the same raise, kept her expenses steady, invested the extra income, and built a $50,000 portfolio in 5 years. Solution: adopt the 50-30-20 budgeting rule. 50% of your income for needs, housing, food, 30% for wants, dining out, hobbies, and 20% for savings or investments. Automate that 20% to go straight into a locked savings jar so you're not tempted to spend it or invest it right away. If you get a raise, commit to saving or investing at least 50% of it before upgrading your lifestyle. Track your spending for 30 days using apps like Mint or Inab to spot leaks. Wealthy people live below their means, not to deprive themselves, but to build a future where money works for them. Habit 4. Avoiding financial education. Many people spend hours binge-watching shows or scrolling social media, but never invest time in learning about money. This creates a knowledge gap that keeps them poor. For example, a 2022 financial literacy survey found that only 17% of Americans could correctly answer basic questions about compound growth, yet most knew detailed sports stats or celebrity gossip. Financial ignorance isn't just a gap, it's a barrier to building wealth. Example: Alex spends 10 hours a week gaming but doesn't know the difference between a stock and a bond. He misses out on investment opportunities because he thinks they're too complicated. Meanwhile, his friend Rachel spends 30 minutes a day listening to finance podcasts and now confidently invests in a diversified portfolio of ethical businesses, growing her wealth steadily. Solution: dedicate just 15 minutes a day to financial education. It compounds like money. Start with beginner-friendly resources. Books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki or The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley. Listen to podcasts like The Money Guy Show or watch YouTube channels like Ours or Nate O'Brien. Learn one key concept at a time. Start with budgeting, then move to investing, taxes, or real estate. Join online communities like r/personal finance on Reddit to ask questions and share ideas. Knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. The earlier you start, the faster your wealth grows. Habit 5. Keeping the wrong circle. Your social circle shapes your financial destiny more than you think. If your friends normalize debt, overspending, or a broke mindset, you're likely to adopt those habits unconsciously. Research shows that your income and net worth often mirror the average of your 5 closest friends. A toxic circle glorifies consumption over growth, making it harder to break free from poor habits. Example: Jake wants to save for a house, but his friends mock him for being cheap and push him to splurge on vacations and nightlife. Over time, he caves to fit in, derailing his goals. Meanwhile, Sarah joined a local investment club where friends discuss stocks, real estate, and business ideas. Their influence motivated her to start a side hustle that doubled her income in 2 years. Solution: audit your circle. Spend more time with people who talk about growth, ideas, and financial independence, not just gossip or spending. You don't have to ditch old friends, but prioritize those who inspire progress. Join communities like mastermind groups, financial meetups, or online forums where wealth building is the norm. Follow successful people on platforms like X to absorb their mindset. Your circle is your financial thermostat. Set it to wealth, not struggle. Habit 6. Being afraid of risk. Fear of risk keeps many people stuck in a safe but stagnant financial state. Avoiding all risks, like investing, starting a business, or learning new skills, means missing opportunities for growth. For example, inflation averages 3% annually, silently eroding the value of cash in a savings account. Wealthy people don't avoid risk. They manage it through education and calculated steps. Staying safe is often the riskiest choice of all. Example: Maria keeps her $10,000 savings in a regular bank account because she's scared of the stock market. Over 10 years, inflation cuts its real value by 30%. Meanwhile, Tom invests the same amount in a diversified portfolio of ethical businesses and real assets, earning an average 7% annual return, growing his money to over $19,000 in the same period. Solution: start small to build confidence. Invest $100 in shares of ethical companies to learn how markets work. Take a free online course on entrepreneurship before launching a side hustle. Research every move. Read about risk management, diversification, or business planning. The goal isn't to jump blindly, but to take calculated risks. For example, use an ethical investing app or platform that offers values-based investment choices for low-effort investing, or test a business idea with a $50 budget on Etsy. The biggest risk is standing still while inflation and missed opportunities pass you by. Habit 7. Procrastination and lack of action. Procrastination is the ultimate dream killer. Saying, "I'll save next month," or "I'll invest when I have more money," keeps you stuck in a cycle of inaction. Wealth isn't about perfect timing. It's about consistent, small actions over time. A 2021 study showed that people who started investing just $100 a month in their 20s ended up with over $1 million by retirement, thanks to compounding. Waiting for the right moment is a trap that keeps you poor. Example: David keeps saying he'll start a side hustle when life is less busy. Years pass, and he's still in the same job with no savings. Meanwhile, his friend Emily started selling handmade crafts online, investing just 5 hours a week. Her small Etsy shop now earns her $2,000 a month, funding her investments. Solution: take one small action today. Begin your emergency fund with $10 in a separate envelope marked only for emergencies. Sign up for a free ethical investing app to start micro-investing. Read the first chapter of a finance book. Set a 30-day challenge. Commit to one wealth-building action daily, like cutting one unnecessary expense or researching a side hustle. Track your progress with a journal or app to stay motivated. Small steps compound into massive results. Don't let someday steal your wealth. Let's wrap this up. The 7 habits keeping you poor are: chasing instant gratification, relying on one income source, spending more than you earn, avoiding financial education, hanging with the wrong circle, fearing risk, and procrastinating. Break these habits, and you're not just changing your actions, you're unlocking the path to financial freedom. Start with one habit today. Which of these resonates with you the most? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story and cheer you on. If this video helped you see money differently, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more mindset and money strategies. See you in the next video. And remember, you are the magnet.